Hi everyone, welcome back to IG Live with Harman to India. It's Friday, so we're gonna have another very well-known musician chatting with us today. So today we go down south uh, of India, and the person I'm going to introduce is a very renowned exponent of the Ghatam, and he comes from a family that boasts of a lineage in Carnatic music as well. Without further ado, let me invite Mr. Ghatam Giridhar Udupa.
Hi.
Good
Hello.
evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
How are you?
Well, all well, all well.
All well, all well. So
Yeah.
glad you could find the time to join us
No, no, no.
for this
My
chat today.
my pleasure and my honor to be part of this wonderful show which you've been doing for some time, right? For since the
Yeah,
pandemic
it's been a
starts.
while. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
No, not. So it's been maybe around 10 odd sessions so far,
Okay.
and we do one every month.
Oh, okay. Nice, 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 nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's how we're doing it.
Nice, nice, nice.
So how have you been, sir?
Well, it's been like a roller coaster life for everyone, and with respect for the
True.
musicians, it's a very very hard time, tough time. The main reason is that
Absolutely.
uh, for us, we used to get the main source of energy to the souls is by playing live
Right.
concerts. So that was the main thing.
Correct. Correct.
I used to get all my uh, creative energy used to come playing by playing live concerts. Now it's not there, so it's kind of a tough time, tough time.
Yeah, I can imagine because it's
Yeah.
it's like you're trying to get comfortable with the idea of a whole new world, a whole new life, a whole new way of living,
Yes, yes,
a way
yes,
of performing,
yes.
reaching out to people. Because suddenly it feels like the whole human element has gone out of things, and it's all
Certain.
we're just constantly looking into screens.
Yes, yes, that's what we end up living now playing in front of the mobiles now. No more audience, I think, or the
Right.
iPad or mobiles in our. Yeah.
But and I suppose to a large extent it's also been similar for the idea of performance, right? I mean, even performances became virtual. Uh,
Yes, yes.
how the kind of obviously you've done shows also, right? I'm sure you've done virtual shows also during the lockdown.
Yes.
So was it in a studio space or was it different people in different locations? And then have you tried that ever?
Yes, there
Uh,
both the
I mean,
things
of
I've
course, there
tried.
is a latency problem.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, both the things after once, of course, we go into the studio and recording all like three or four musicians together. And it
right.
could be a live performance, live streaming, or they record and they stream it later on. That's one thing. Other thing is like many collaborations have, was possible because of this pandemic. Like, someone is staying in somewhere in Europe, someone in US or some African musicians all coming together and try to do one
Right,
coming
right,
up with some
right.
particular song, like a single. So.
Okay. So I was just telling people that you're an exponent of the Ghatam, and for those who don't know what a Ghatam is, I'm very doubtful there are people like who don't know what a Ghatam is. I'm sure if they see it, if they'll know what we are talking about. Maybe they didn't know it was called a Ghatam.
I have very
So
much,
if you
it's
could
right
just
next to.
introduce your journey and the instrument. Yeah,
So I think my journey will start with, talking about the Ghatam. Then I can talk about myself. Then it will be more apt for me.
sure, sure,
Okay.
sure.
So
What have you
so
said?
this instrument is, as you said, it's the name of the instrument is a Ghatam. It's a very old traditional South Indian percussion instrument. Nobody knows when exactly it came to the concert, platform. Like there is no in like
Right.
nobody knows exactly when, but easily 150 years plus. I can say that it has been there in the concert
Wow.
platform. So easily, easily. But for the last 5, 6 decades, it became more and more popular, and now for the last at least 40 years now. As you know that this is a Carnatic instrument, that's a South Indian percussion instrument. Now I think I would say this is a world percussion instrument. Musicians and the students across the globe, they come and learn and pick up and they play this instrument. So now it belongs to every genres of music. For example, I play with not necessarily Carnatic, some other genres also. So, and this is
Yes, yes.
each instrument has a particular pitch. For example, this is in it's in D. It's tuned to D. Okay. Then there are many interesting features. So one of them is actually it's not like a ordinary pot where or a where we can see in North India, the matka. They keep it in the home and for drinking water. So it's not
Correct, correct.
that may be maybe the weight may be 1 kilo or more than a kilo. This instrument is like minimum 7 to 12 kilos. Sometimes it goes to 10 to 12
Wow.
kilos. Yeah. So that's a very heavy instrument, and they make.
I've heard that it can only be made from the from earth
Yes.
or soil
Yes,
of a
exactly.
particular
Place.
place.
Exactly. That's a
Right.
good point. So that's only one place in this entire world they make this instrument. That's in Mana Madurai. It's like in a small village in our neighboring state, Tamil Nadu, which is about 40 kilometers
Right.
from Madurai. That's where they make this instrument.
Okay.
And for the last 4 generations, one family, they've been making this instrument. So if I
There's
want
only one family.
one family, so that's a shocking thing. So I mean, we are all trying to support and support them to our best possible way. So and he's making it, and every time there is an improvement in making the instrument because previously there was no machine or anything. So everything was happened with the man-made. Like they used to mix by hands, then they used to go take it to the open fire for baking. So all those things happen now. The entire mixing, there is a machine, okay, which does the entire
Right.
machine. And the last process, electric kiln. There is an electric kiln, so which does the baking. So a lot of
Okay.
improvement in the making. So that's a little introduction about the Ghatam. So
Right.
about
But is this instrument always shaped by hand, or there are
yes,
no molds or anything?
no. Always, they take it to the spinning wheel, like how they make matka. The same way, the wheel is there, so they take it to the
Correct.
spinning wheel, and
Traditional
the
pottery.
traditional pottery, and they make it the hands only the shape of the Ghatam, and that's it. Then they take each instrument they will take about 3 to 4 weeks when they make. Of course, they won't make one instrument at a time. They'll make about 70 or 80 in
Yeah, it's
one
like
lot.
batches.
Batches in
Right.
one in a lot,
Right.
about 70 80 Ghatams they make, and which would take about 4 weeks or
Wow.
maybe 5 weeks to make this one instrument. Yeah.
Wow. But is there? I read somewhere or I heard somewhere that there is a certain percentage of metal in that
Yes.
soil.
Soil, yeah, that's actually when when I grew up, I used to what the information I got from few of them were saying that they mix certain metals. Okay, then when I started visiting the place, when I started having a conversation with the maker, he said there's nothing. They don't mix any metals. There are about 5 types of soil which are available nearby ponds. Inside the soil, we can see 7 metals. So they don't mix anything. It's a nature's
Yeah. No. Yeah. Of course. Naturally occurring.
exactly naturally occurring. No.
Right.
Why I said, because I was informed that long back that they mix 7 metals. That's what
They
I
would
was. They
mix.
would mix, but they
Oh.
don't mix anything. It's just a natural with the soil. You can see. So when you look close by, I mean, of course, you cannot make out with this camera. All the brass components,
Right.
everything we can make out. So
Okay. But so do you think that that existence of organic metal
mhm.
in that is what contributes to the different pitches, or is that
Not
controlled by hand or
it is
shape and
exactly it is only because of the shape, thickness, the size, everything differs the pitch, not the metallic thing. The metal is only the tonal quality. If
right?
you want to get the best tonal quality, then the metallic element will come into the picture. But the shape, if it is a big, then that's a different pitch. If it is smaller, then the thickness, everything will come into the picture when you want to define the pitch.
I suppose when it gets smaller, the pitch gets higher and higher.
Yes,
Uh,
yeah, that's the case. Yeah, but sometimes there's a bigger size also. There will be like higher pitch now. So previously, yes, it was like that. The bigger size it should be a lower one. Smaller one, it's a higher pitch. It was like that. But most of my Ghatams are actually the same thing. The smaller ones are higher pitch. But I also have a couple of Ghatams in a higher pitch with a relatively big in size. So
oh, okay. That's very interesting because one would think that because an instrument is large and it's got maybe a larger mouth, so the pitch would be lower
yeah, yeah,
because the shape would accommodate only that.
yes, yes, yes,
And
yeah.
but how do they control the notes? I'm very curious about that.
that that
How is it
that
that they
that is
mold
not
something in D?
no, no, that is
Uh,
actually that's another interesting. They won't, it's impossible for any human being without any machine or any mechanism that to control the pitch. So when they make it, so he will make in a between C to E, for example. So about 80 Ghatams he will make. So we have to go and choose from them. Okay, few of them can be in C, few of them will be in E, few of them will be in D. That's all he can make. He cannot make an instrument to particular pitch. So with in between C or E he can make, or in between E and G or A, between these 3 to 4 pitch he'll start making a few Ghatams. So then that's it.
okay, but then how do they? I was just wondering how do they control that
No,
note?
they have.
Uh,
I mean, that is because I think with their experience. To be honest, even I don't know. It's only the thickness.
okay,
They think that okay, if I put so much of clay, so then it will come to the one particular pitch, and also the size,
okay,
the
okay,
thickness also will come into the picture.
correct.
So
The thickness of the walls
yeah, yeah,
of
yeah,
the instrument itself.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. I thought it was a matter of chance that they have no control over what comes out.
I mean,
It could be
yeah, yeah,
C,
it
it
could
could
be, yeah,
be D.
exactly. But they will know for sure. They will know this 70 Ghatams or 80 Ghatams I'm making. It will be between C to D or C to E. That's it. It won't go to G for sure. So that is that control. They
Right.
will have it. Yeah.
And from your experience, is it always very accurate when it comes to the notes that every instrument comes out in, or every Ghatam
No,
comes out in? Is
no.
it here and there as far as the
Yeah, yeah,
semitones are
yeah.
concerned?
Yeah, yeah. We cannot say exact D means we will not get D or tell exact D. It will be less than
It can be
D,
a flat or a
flat,
sharp.
sharp
Yeah.
or thing. So it keeps varying. So that's why I'll spend my entire day in the Mana Mudra whenever I visit. From morning till evening, I'll spend and I'll play all the 70 Ghatams. I'll make a filter in that 40. Then I'll make further filter. Maybe in the end, I may pick up 15 to 18 Ghatams and get it to my home.
Wow. But how do you? This is what I'm guessing. Most of the times, you are part of an ensemble, right? There may be a mridangam player, there may be a violinist, there may be you, and maybe a vocalist also.
Yeah.
So when you're in that group,
Uh-huh.
you need a
Particular
particular
pitch.
tone or a
Yeah.
particular pitch while playing.
Yes.
So when you go to test these ghatams, how do you do that minus all these people, all these elements?
No, I don't keep
Or is it
anything.
just your ear?
Just with, of course, we have now all the tambura, the electronic tamburas, electronic,
Oh,
tambura.
right,
So with
right, right,
with
right.
the thumb, we take the tambura and we try to listen to the tambura, so we can make out the pitch whether it's in D or less than D setting. So accordingly, we pick it up. So that's it.
Wow. Okay.
The tambura is the drone,
I think that was a lot of rich information for people who know about ghatams and who didn't know about ghatams, but they
Yeah.
have learned a lot. In fact, all the comments are saying the same thing. That's very good information, is what
Yeah.
some
Okay.
people
Okay.
have
Okay.
written.
Thank
Uh,
you.
let's just take a minute to read out the comments.
Sure.
Mr. Vidyaranya Venkataraman says, "What about the heat treatment?"
Heat treatment, as I
I
told.
think you've mentioned
Yeah,
about the heat treatment.
yeah, because it's that's the last procedure in when making the ghatam. So before they used to take it to the open fire, for the baking. So now they have this electric kiln. which
Right.
does the entire heating thing, the baking thing rather. So
Okay. Correct. And also, so that was, I think, a lot about the instrument itself. Let's move on to your journey. I mean, obviously, everyone knows that
oh
the Udupa family, the position they hold in the Carnatic music scene. What was
okay.
your journey?
Well, my journey is I was blessed to be born in the musician's family. My father, a renowned Mridangam Vidwan, my guru Vidwan Ullur Nagendra Udupa. So I can say that from the day one I was into music, because he used to teach whenever he used to teach his two students, I used to sit beside him and I used to watch him playing or his teaching. So I always say this in many of my conversation. Before I started reciting this any of the English or my mother tongue alphabet syllables, so I started reciting
Right.
the Murdangam syllabus, the South Indian percussion syllabus. That's what I remember.
Konakol.
Konokol, yeah, that was of Tadit Tonam. I recited first before I, even started reciting ABCD or anything. Then I think for around 4 years, the formal training was started. I started with the Murdangam because my father is a Murdangam artist. So he started to teach. Murdangam is, as most of you know, that it's the main traditional South Indian percussion instrument. So I started playing
Right.
Murdangam. When I was 9 years old, uh, that's when my journey with the Ghatam started. My father organized a concert in a nearby temple. So he asked one of his senior most disciples to play on Mridangam, and everything was fine. But just before 1 month before the concert, he just thought, even I also wanted to be part of that concert. So since there was already a Mridangam, he thought, okay, why don't you play Ghatam? I said, how is it possible? I've never tried playing the Ghatam. Yes, the
Right.
lessons are same. The lessons, Mridangam and the Ghatam, all the Konokol, the lessons are same, but the technique is different. So he said he can teach the basic technique in the Ghatam, and you can start picking up. You can try practice for a month, and so I practiced. He taught me all the few nuances on the technique. So I practiced, and after the concert, I don't know what came into his mind. He just said that I think from today you continue with the Ghatam. So from then I only started practicing, and also whenever he used to perform, he used to take me. I used to accompany him on the Ghatam, and that's how it started. When I was, I think, when I was 16 or 17 years, 16 years, I saw the greatest of the greatest Vidwan Vikku Vinayakaram sir performance in one of the concerts.
Of
Of course,
course.
not
Of
live
course.
on, I think on the television, if I remember. Then I was completely fascinated. When I saw his playing, it's like, oh, I mean, whatever I was playing, it's completely, totally different way. Then I said, okay, this is how I want to learn. Then that's how I found my guru. That's Vidushi Sukanya Ram Gopal. She's one of the senior most Ghatam musicians in India and the senior most disciple of Ikku Vinayakaram. So I started from her all the true technique of Ghatam. I think she took care of me like a child. So I used to spend the entire day uh, in her place, and she used to teach me, and we used to eat together, talk about the music. The perception, my whole idea about the Ghatam completely changed. So thanks to her, I'm really blessed to have her as my, say that she's have her as my guru. And also I learned from my one more guru from Chennai, that is Ghatam V Suresh sir. So I learned from him. I got a central government scholarship, and I learned from him also. So thanks
Wow.
to all my gurus that whatever I'm here sitting in front of you because of them.
Wow. Yeah, I can imagine, because that's the biggest treasures you can ever ask for.
Yeah. The
So many
blessings.
different thought processes, so many
Yeah.
approaches, and then you get to apply all of them in a manner that suits your style.
Yes.
That's really great. But
Yeah.
I want to slightly rewind back to the moment when uh, you were told that when your father told you that I think you should stick to the Ghatam.
Mm-hmm.
What was the thought process in your mind? Was it like, oh no, I was actually starting to enjoy the Mridangam so much, and now, so were you okay with that? Did you feel that attraction also
I mean,
to the Ghatam?
yeah. I mean, to be honest, that was not the age. It was like a, like in a, the whole idea is
Ah,
like a
okay.
playful mind. In 9 years, I don't say that I was matured enough to, accept that whatever he says, yes, I'll start. It was like, okay, he's saying
Yes,
now to play
right.
Ghatam. Okay, let me start playing Ghatam. Now I just took it that way. It's not
Okay.
like, I was feeling
It
sad.
as a matter of
Yeah,
fact. Yeah,
but
right.
also the fact that I didn't stop playing mridangam at that moment. I used to
Ah,
play practice for at least few years, just for my joy or something. But performance, it was always the Ghatam. So that was I was so sure about that.
okay, okay. And of course, being part of a classical music family,
Hmm.
it you would have obviously followed all the disciplines and uh,
Yes,
like they say in North Indian music, it's areas, right? So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you all of
All those
that.
things,
So
all of the
how
things.
was
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
So what was your routine like? Was it so many hours a day?
Yes, I mean the practice, and he always used like any other father. He always expected me to practice all the time, and he's one like he's like the not this generation musician. He for him only thing he knows is music. So he didn't know
Right,
he used to hate cricket, and he hardly watch television or movies or anything. For us, like any other thing, cricket was the main thing. Also, I wanted to play cricket, but
correct.
and
Yeah,
I think I had to say that I was the most mischievous kid. I even now, if there is a chance, I want to be like that always. I mean, so it was hard time for him to, bring me to the practice session. I think, but I whenever sit, I used to practice like that was a kind of routine thing. I used to practice
right,
hours together with him or alone. So that was kind of a routine thing. But the another thing is I started giving performance when I was 9 years. Okay, so even you can imagine, when I was nine, maybe fourth standard or fifth standard. So during entire my school days or even the colleges, so the performance was happening throughout. So that another experience. I
right.
used to get all the experience by performing with great musicians. So that was another thing, like kind of I don't call it riyas or practice, but the learning thing. That's called a learning session. But
Right, right. And as you got older, when did the need for experimenting start coming in, or when did you feel that need? Like, okay, this is very hardcore classical music. This is one world, and then there is another world which lets you experiment so much more. Even lets you break boundaries and rules in some cases.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
When did that start happening?
Again, I had to, bring my father into the picture because he even though he's a traditional musician, okay, and he used to play only Carnatic music, nothing else. But his the way he's molded me is completely the opposite. So he just said, he was completely fine me collaborating with some other musicians, me performing some other genres, me playing with a drummer. So he said,
Right,
do whatever you
right.
want, do whatever you want. That's what he said. So that's when my journey started. Like during my colleges, I used to play with a drummer and a few percussion players. That's when we started in '98. My team called Layataranga. That's when we formed. So that's when my whole thing, the perception, the idea about the different playing for different genres started, and maybe since 2001 or two, when I start touring, then the whole everything is changed. Everything is changed. So I started playing with the different genres of music. I started to learn different genres of music, like for example flamenco. I have a band in Europe called Lucia. My one of my dear friend Miguel Chohalski. So we both started in 2005. So before playing that flamenco, the being part of the band, I started learning their rhythm, there I went and I read about the whole roots of flamenco. So that's the real fusion. So then, then
Right.
after that, I started playing with many musicians. So that's how the whole journey started.
What was that group like, Andalusia?
Yeah, it's a
Was it just
flamenco
you
Indian.
and
No. It's a big band. It's Indian and of course flamenco is mainly from Spain,
right?
Spain. But he resides in Poland. So we both
Okay,
started along with. There are many other musicians. Sitar. There's a tabla. There's a ghatam. Then we have the cajon, another instrument for
right.
flamenco, the percussion. Then we have few amazing flamenco dancers. So it's a big ensemble of 6 to 7 musicians and a dancer. So that's when we started touring since 2005. I've been traveling around the world with that band. Then I have another 2 more bands in Europe now. With Irish band, I tour with Fabrice de Graaf. Then recent my one is since 2012. I have this Sagara. That's my new project with a wonderful clarinet player called Václav Simple, and it's more about jazz now, the electronic music, than the Indian rhythm.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's Prabhakar Lingareddy says India Lucia.
Yeah, that's
Is
the
that how
one.
it's spelled?
Yes, India
India
Lucia.
Lucia?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was
No, Andalusia
Andalusia
is the
from the
place.
place.
That's a place.
Yeah,
The,
yeah.
group name is India Lucia.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know that. Then there are people saying, yeah, of course. Prabhakar also says that the musicians are also upholding the tradition of pottery as a craft.
Mm-hmm.
Grace Sampson says Udupa sir is best in class. Of course.
It's my.
We had a question from Sigmund Quadros. This is when you were talking about the kiln, when you're
Mhm.
heating the pots.
Yeah.
He's asked, so can the temperatures be maintained and regulated to precision?
Yes, with the electrical, it is possible. Now it is possible
Correct.
because
Right.
they can control the temperature. So in whatever temperature they want heating thing, they can do it. So now it's possible. Yeah.
Great. And so these bands, for example, the band that you have in Europe and
Yeah.
all the other bands
Yeah.
or groups that you spoke of, they are all specifically only live performance bands, or
Yes.
have you all released albums or?
Yes, of both. Mainly they're live performers. Also, they're into session, and we have released many albums together now. Whether it's a flamenco or the Irish or the Sagara band, we have released few albums, so which are available with iTunes. With my Layataranga team also, we have released a few albums since 99. With the Layataranga, it's like 22 years of journey. This is a very rare thing can happen in a band because even after 22 years, we are thick friends. We are the best pals because it's not easy to be in a band can sustain for 20 because individually each of us growing and still we are together. So that's the best part of my team Layataranga.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Subhasini Venkat says Namaskara from his youngest fan Sanat.
Okay. Hi Sanat.
I think it's a good thing that the younger generation is a lot more open about trying out
Yes.
things that were once upon a time perceived to be very traditional and boring.
Yeah.
They're open to.
They are open. I can tell you today that they're sitting here. I can tell students and many musicians, not just in India, not necessarily from South India, whether it's North Indian musicians or from across the globe. I have many students in South America, for example, from Brazil or even African countries. They all learning either the Ghatam or the Konokol, So they both, these two are one of the, especially the Konokol now, which is taken. Everybody wants to learn the Konokol because if they learn Konokol,
Right.
they can adapt that whole system into the music. So whatever whether it's a musician,
And even non-percussionists are picking up Konokol because,
yes,
for example, rappers.
yes, everyone. It's like
Anything that
it
has
is more,
rhythm.
yes,
Yeah.
universal, more and more universal now. And also, and no, they don't. If they want to learn Ghatam, maybe they say no. Ghatam is a traditional one. I don't want to. Now it is a traditional instrument. with the modern era, modern approach, it is now, as I told you, it's a world percussion instrument. Everyone are like, playing this instrument. See, I have a, we can see this is a
Right.
Ghatam club of Mauritius. See, can you imagine? So happy to see,
Yes. Yes.
we have a Ghatam club in Mauritius. Yes, we have a Ghatam club there. So hi, Selvinen. So, so there are many musicians in across globe there, playing this instrument now.
Yeah. There's someone from Kerala also. I said, love your style. Love you from Kerala,
Okay.
Ernakulam.
Namaskaram.
Sivadas.
Sivadas, namaskaram. Yeah.
That's really great because everything is the lines are blurring. There is no set genre, and this. I don't listen to this. I will
Yeah,
only
yeah,
listen to
yeah,
this.
yeah.
People are opening up. Yeah.
And because of the social media and this technology, the next generation, of musicians or students, they are all well equipped. So, they know what is happening around the world. So, and it's a very positive thing, by the way, because, this,
Yeah.
especially the social media, it can reach anywhere. Like if I want to say some Konokol performance or anything, you just put it on somewhere, it reached every corner. Before 20 years back, no, it's such a hard time then, right? So now 10 years,
Yeah.
since 10 years, everything is easy.
Correct. And in fact, there is a request from Sunlights.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I can't pronounce
Sunlight
that.
Studio. Okay.
Sunlight Shadow, maybe.
Okay, yeah, Shri.
Yeah.
Okay. So what, few lines
Can
of
you please
Konokol.
do a
Okay.
few lines of Konokol?
Okay. Din din na taka din din na ta din din na taka din kedin tak kedin kada din din na taka din din na kedin ta 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 kedin 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 tim tatim tatim tatum 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 ta ta taka din dim taka din din ta taka din kedin 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 ta taka din din kedin nak din takita dik tang dik tang dik tang dik tang taka din din taka din ni taka jun tak mi taka jun taka din mi taka jun ta ta kedin taka din mi taka jun taka din mi taka jun taka din mi taka jun ta 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 kedin taka din mi taka jun tari kedin 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 tari kedin tari kedin 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 tak din din kedin kedin din tang kedin kedin din 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 kedin kedin din tang kedin kedin tari kedin kedin dim kedin kedin dim kedin kedin dim kedin kedin tari kedin dim kedin kedin dim kedin kedin dim kedin kedin tari kedin dim kedin 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 kedin
Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was exceptional.
Very much.
But sorry. You were about to say
No,
something.
no, that's it. I just said thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
And I can imagine the kind of breath control it must take to
Yeah, I think it's,
go from one tempo to the other and then
yeah,
back again.
yeah. I think it's just the practice.
Sunlight is
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
And I've always found it exciting when I hear people or musicians apply Konakol or South Indian time signatures
Mm-hmm.
to a Western instrument.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the drum kit.
Uh-huh.
Like what you just said, yeah, I was
Uh,
trying to imagine it on the
Definitely.
drum.
Oh, on the drum kit, it sounds like kick-ass. Amazing. That's what, everyone, as I told you, especially the Carnatic, our rhythm structure, everyone picking up the Thala system, the Thala is the rhythm cycle, the whole
Correct,
system.
correct.
So musicians across the world, they picking it up and they're learning and they're adapting to their music, right?
Yeah, true. And plus, when a certain kind of instrument has come from a certain kind of music, which comes attached with its own culture, its own references, its own music.
Yeah.
When you suddenly take that instrument out from that space and put it into this space, it's like, oh, I've never heard this instrument in that form before.
Yeah, certainly.
Because all the rules change, all
Exactly.
the approach changes.
See, that's what
Suddenly, it's not just 4x4.
exactly. When I started playing Ghatam with a drummer, okay, so they many students or the next generation, they come to my concert and they enjoy. They'll be seeing for the first time the Ghatam. Then what I do is, okay, if you like the concert, if you like my playing, then you should come to the Carnatic music also. You should listen to the Carnatic music also. So that's when
Correct.
they
Yeah.
come, they'll get exposed to our art form, our culture. So, you know,
Yeah, because so if people only attend fusion concerts, they will know that this is where we are, but they will not know where it has come from.
yes, yes, yes. That's what. So then I can
Because
talking about my
yeah,
instrument. Then they come to Carnatic music. Then they'll, it's a ocean for them when they come to the Carnatic music or then they will like, wow, what is happening here? So
because I think traditionally when I was a child, I would only enjoy the parts if my father had a lot habit of or he still does. He has a habit of watching Carnatic music concerts, and
okay,
I would only get interested when the tempo would rise.
yeah,
I was never interested when they would go
the
really slow, and
slow and
but
pace,
when
yeah.
the yeah, but then with age and when I was
That's
exposed to a lot
it's
more kinds of music, I
it's the
started
opposite, yeah.
realizing it is a journey, or you look at it as a painting. You start with the foundation, and then you slowly build up, and then the crescendo. So
Yes,
yeah, that angle can only be explored if people also see the traditional part of things. I've always wondered, and I wanted to know from a musician's perspective.
mm-hmm.
When you are performing, it's a different feeling, it's a different thought process. But when you go and watch a performance
Mm-hmm.
being done by, say, one of your gurus or a fellow musician, when you're in the audience, what is the ratio between you being a listener, a pure listener, and who's just enjoying the music, and a musician who's also observing and absorbing and maybe judging also?
When whenever I attend a concert, I try to not to judge anyone's but rather I just go and enjoy the whole performance. I want
Right.
to pick up each something, the important things happen, whatever happened in that particular concert. I try to pick those moments and get inspired and try to use those movements and try to play or adapt those whatever in that particular concert I got, and try to bring the same thing in my instrument. So I don't go with anything, I try to just enjoy. I just want to enjoy the whole concert. That's it. So
No, of course, I didn't. When I say judge, I didn't mean to say that you would say, "Oh, he's a good
no,
musician,"
no,
or
no. Okay, I got it.
she's a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
musician
yeah,
or a
yeah, yeah,
bad musician.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Not that way.
yeah,
But when I'm talking about in your mind. It's not like you're telling other people, but when
yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah, yeah.
absorbing things,
Uh-huh,
when
uh-huh,
you're watching things,
uh-huh.
is it just okay? I'm enjoying this music, or is it how much of observation and study, or is it
Steady,
always a mix of both?
100% steady is definitely it will be happening throughout constantly.
Right.
Whenever I go to some the great masters performing, for example, I still remember. I mean, I've attended many concerts. If I want to talk about one particular concert, I remember 2012. Yeah, if I talk, even I'm getting goosebumps, man. In Warsaw. Warsaw is a place in Poland.
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 Yeah.
I attended Shakti's concert. Okay, so
Oh my.
I was in the first row.
Now I'm getting
I
goosebumps.
was in the first row. I met all the musicians before the concert. Everything. I was in the first row. You believe it or not, like a child, I was crying at least 5 6 times. I'm not without my knowledge. Even now I'm getting goosebumps. I was just looking. Why should I? I mean, it's not like I've been crying just the tears. Because looking at their happiness, the way they all the five masters. Even now, I see everywhere I'm getting goosebumps. The great masters. Nothing is not. We don't have to just get. We're all blessed to watch them playing. That's it. Forget about the joy is. Forget about joy. It's just the whole emotion. And the people, the whole people, they were like they never seen such happiness in their life. That's how they were behaving, like, right? And I was completely in tears. That's one of the most unforgettable moments of my life. And we try to learn, after the the energy come down after a couple of days. Then I try to analyze from the all the technical, okay, what did they play, how did
Right.
they play, everything. So that's one way of analyzing, like, kind of thing. So each concert, as you
Yeah.
said, yeah, we try to pick up something, get inspired. That is like ongoing thing. And let me tell you, it's not necessary we get inspired with the the senior artist. There is
Absolutely.
some younger musicians
Absolutely.
now, they're doing so many things, so many innovations. So I tried, okay, this is nice. They may be using some technology, anything. Okay, why don't I use the same technology now? So all those things.
In fact, I remember having watched, I still go back to that video every now and then. I think it was from 1974 or something. There was a Shakti concert in France. And it had Vikuji, it had John McLaughlin, uh, Ustad Zakir
Yel
Hussain,
Shankar.
and
Yel Shankar, yeah.
yes. Oh my God! I mean, when the way they go from place to place, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
I can't. It's not. It can't be described in words. It's
yeah.
just
I think we are all blessed to
and
witness them, just to watch them
yeah.
playing. That itself, it's a big blessing for all of us.
Then I saw them live in King George School in Dadar in
Oh,
Bombay,
okay,
and Shankar Mahadevan ji was also there at that time for
okay,
that show.
okay. That's a remember Shakti. Yeah,
That was, you remember Shakti,
yeah.
yes. I still have the DVD. I had purchased the DVD of
Oh,
Remember Shakti,
wow.
which had the main concert as well as the concert in Taj Mahal, I
Taj
think,
Mahal. Yeah,
when they had
yeah,
performed.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was just out of the world.
Yeah.
But, and which which artists or which groups do you always keep going back to in terms of, say, uh, for inspiration or rejuvenation
So,
or
I mean, I listen to many music, but if I want to pick up few names, the Carnatic, I like listening to Guru Karakudimani sir's Palagat Raghu sir
oh
and
yes,
Umayala Paramshivaraman sir. Their
Sivaraman,
Taniyavartam, they're
yes.
playing, they're accompanying, all those things, vibrates me all the time. Then one of my big inspirations is Trilo Gurtu. Okay, since
Mm.
1998, I'm chasing him. So I've been following him. I've been chasing him. Whenever he used to, I still remember in early 2003, 4. Whenever I used to go to Europe, I used to look out his tour schedule. And if he's in somewhere playing in, if I'm in France, if he's also France somewhere like few 400 kilometers away, I would request my friend to, okay, take me to the concert. So I used to travel for one way for 400 kilometers, attend his concert. So all those things I have done. So all those musicians, Kshatriya Gurtu, and of course my drums Shivamani Anna is inspired me for many years, and that's it.
Of course.
So many musicians in my I have whom I've been playing for the last 20 years in Carnatic musicians all inspired me. My dearest Mysore Nagaraj and Mysore Manjunath, the great Mysore brothers, and Ganesh Anna Kumaresh
Yes.
Anna, Jayanti Kumaresh Akka, Bombay Jayashree. So I mean, I don't want to. I can keep naming, like, I can give a big
Oh
lot
yes,
of
yes,
list.
yes. It's
So all the
endless. Yes.
endless musicians, they keep inspiring me. Not on the stage, off the stage. I learn a lot from them. So
Yeah. And so, where do you have a studio set up at home?
yes, we
Where
have
do you
this.
rehearse? Where do you?
We have a place in my floor, on the top second floor, where we have this the place Udupa Foundation, this music place where we do the teach. I teach. My wife also teach Bharatanatyam, and we do practice the whole session. Everything happening here only in Bangalore. Yeah, my place.
Oh, okay. But do you do your own recordings or?
Recordings, yeah, I have few studios. My many friends, like my Pramath Kiran is a wonderful sound engineer from here. So I go to his studio and I do all my recordings over there. So few things I do
Okay.
at home. Very few things I do at home, because this place wherever I'm this is kind of this not completely soundproof, kind of sound little bit of soundproof. So I try to do, if I have to do some solo recording, I do it here.
Okay. And what's your setup like? What are the equipment? Uh, you use. What's the craziest thing you've done in terms of Ghatam? Like your setup in terms of have you ever tried like a fusion setup? If you've seen Selva Ganesh ji's
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, I have,
setup,
yes. Actually, to be honest, somehow I try to play only Ghatam, okay, in the sense, in a live performance. But Carnatic concert, of course, I play only Ghatam. But for other genres, if I'm playing with some world musicians like from Europe thing, now I have a different setups. I have Alludu, I of course I do the Konokol. I'm trying to use the few gadgets like loop mission. I'm trying working on that. So
right,
all those
right.
gadgets, few things I have now, and many hand percussions, and I try to pick up many hand percussions whenever I travel. So I got a new setup kind of thing. So I try to do play that. But main 99%, I have everything, but I'll be playing only this. This is my life.
Right.
So yeah.
So, what's the kind of just out of curiosity, what's the kind of miking do you use
Oh,
for this? Is it
that's
is it a is it a mic on a stand, or do you prefer a
two things. One,
clip-on?
yeah, one
Uh,
is for a classical concert, whether it's Carnatic or Hindustani. I only keep one dynamic mic, say like
correct.
D7 or AKG D5.
Right.
So I keep one of them,
Right.
dynamic mic. So that's it. That takes the entire thing, and that makes my job very easy. And that we get the best sound. But when I'm playing with a drummer, okay. So here is the one
Yeah.
most important thing. When I'm playing with the drummer, it is impossible for any technicians in the world to mic Ghatam with just one any dynamic mic. Of course, condenser is
Correct.
impossible. Any dynamic mic, we cannot get the level. Even if I keep
Right.
hitting it, you're not going to. I think it is a blessing for all the Ghatam players that thanks to see Sashtanga Namaskaram to the Harman people
I
for inventing
our,
the
our pleasure,
best,
sir.
best. No, I really mean it. Best mic. That's a AKG C411. That's a clip-on mic. That is the best mic.
Yeah.
Our life made very easy, and I don't have to worry if Shivamani Anna is playing drums with all his drums. I just use that mic and I just play, you know, with ease, and with him, and it's so much life is easy with thanks to you guys for that amazing mic AKG
In fact,
C411.
that mic really, yeah, C411 PP, right?
Yeah, PP, yeah, PP, yeah,
PP, I think
PP,
it's, yeah.
yeah,
So I think it's got a nice range from right from the
amazing,
lows, the mids to the highs. It
top
captures
class,
the
top class. And you know what? I have to tell you one more thing. When I have that mic, I I started playing differently than how I used to play. I've changed
right.
I try to bring some new sounds, new technique using that mic. That's one observation, over after playing for few years, I realized, okay, I'm playing something different, not completely different, slightly, some modification I did. And it's amazing. That mic is amazing. And I have to tell you one more thing. Sometime in 2008, okay, there was some concert in Udaipur. Shivmani Anna, Rahul Sharma, and there's one more tabla player, I don't remember. And I was playing on the Ghatam. It was an open air concert, and our Rahul Sharma Santur, he kept two
Right.
microphones. Okay, it's open air, two microphones. Imagine with his a soft instrument with the Ghatam and drums, everything. With the two microphones, he could nobody could hear anything. He kept one more mic. Still, there was hardly people who could hear from that instrument.
Dynamic
Dynamics,
mic.
all dynamics. I think he kept maybe the condenser
Oh,
also. I don't remember. Maybe condenser also. Hardly people could hear. Okay, of course in the indoor it was easier. Then I just told him, I have one mic, clip-on mic. Do you want to use it? He used it. He was like, my God, what is this? How is it possible? After that, he bought 10 AKG C411. I was the one who introduced to the Santur in 2008. He and, of course, Panditji, started using Shivkumar Sharma sir using this clip-on mic after 2008. After that concert, they started using. So this microphone, not just Even the Carnatic violinists, they use it. Sitar players, they use it. So many musicians, it's like a blessing.
So you are aware of this mic right from 2008, like way before
I
you met
I
us
I
also.
bought this mic in on 2004. I can tell you the month also, April, sometime second week when I went to Singapore. That's when I bought 2004 April Singapore. I purchased in Singapore. And the
Wow.
best part is
Okay.
that microphone is still in good shape, and I still have it with me. And I only use that microphone. Of course, you gave us like a few microphones. It is very much there, but I don't know what. The one I've been having since 2004, I still have it. So that's the quality of C411.
Wow. That's still working. I mean,
Yeah,
you didn't have to get it serviced or
nothing,
repair or
nothing, nothing.
anything.
No, nothing. I'm nothing. It's in good shape. Of course, there is I had to put few tapes because the wire is
Right.
coming out. That's it.
Wear and tear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very inter. Yeah.
Okay. And apart from that, do you also like arrange, compose, produce music
Yes,
at
yes,
home or in the
yes, yes,
studio?
yes, yes. I also studio, and I've been working on a lot of projects and compose rhythm, or music production, many things. I've been doing working on many products, but I would say my main forte is playing live concert. My main thing is playing live concerts.
Right. Awfully in during this, especially during the lockdown, I've seen a lot of musicians. Uh, they they collaborate or they are part of brands like or platforms like Front Row, uh, where they teach enthusiasts about. It's either a music course, a full-time professional music course, which is being taught online, or some crash course sessions.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts on those? Have you ever done something like that? Do you still do
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
something like that?
yes, yes. Actually, that before the pandemic, only I used to teach. Okay, I used to teach. I had many students. They used to come and learn to my place, and I used to teach them the Ghatam and the Konokol. I think when the pandemic, this lockdown, everything started. I think many students, they realized they have all the time now. They have all the time
Right.
in life, and they want to do try on their passion, which has been there for many years. They want to learn few things. So somehow I can tell you, since last May or June, many
Hmm.
students across globe, they started approaching me if I'm teaching the Konokol or Ghatam. So since then, suddenly, like my students, the teaching is increased, and most of my time I'm using, because as you know, that we are not traveling, we're not performing as much as before, right? So we have all the time, and I'm utilizing the time to teach this instrument and Konokol. And also, I had to share this, never shared in any public forum. We are coming up with a new center called Udupa Center for Performing Arts. So it's something new happening. A friend of mine, who close friend, we were college mates. So he came up with the idea, and he suggested that why don't we start one center, especially for the online teaching session, and taking all our classical art form and using this uh, the technology part, and try to build our own app and portal, and teach, go to the every corner, and they don't have to come to my place, and I have to teach them. So instead, they can sit at home and try to create this, specially curate the whole courses, everything, record it, and record it in a very professional way with the studio, all the video recording. So all this happening for the
Right.
last one
Right.
year. We are just waiting for the launch. So this is what I've been doing for this one year. So
Wow, that's great news, especially for
yeah.
people like Surya Gaud, who wants to know where you're from and he wants to learn stuff from you.
Okay.
So
I'm from
please
Bangalore.
feel free to inbox Giridhar ji. He will reply to you, and
Yeah.
I'm sure things can be worked out.
Yeah.
Grace Samson is saying, Udupa sir is such a legendary teacher.
Okay.
Is
Hi,
he one
hi.
of your students?
Yes, yes. Actually, her son is my student. Jaden is an amazing young
Oh,
drummer.
okay.
He's a 14 years. He's learning from Shivmani Anna also, and Joraj, another drummer.
Wow.
He's 14 years and is amazing musician. And at 14, he's saying that he wants to be a musician. That's something, you know, everyone has to look for. So,
True.
yeah.
And if there's anything at all that you'd like to share to the viewers, fans of your music or fans of music in general, whoever's watching.
I just want to say a couple of things, like, you know, don't worry about to all the students, musician students. Okay, the most important thing is just focus on what you have to do. Then the second thing is, like, most important, what I look is that the attitude is what counts ultimately. You should have the right attitude and the good positive energy, then, right? So, and I always say this to the, you know, you should respect the elders, you know, respect your gurus, respect your parents, respect the elders, and just practice, and that's it. It will take you to the next level. And enjoy life, man. Come on, you whatever we do, we have to enjoy. So it's not like competition or no, don't have any stress. We are all blessed because we are musicians or listening to music. You know, we are all blessed. So that itself is a good thing. So that's it. So, and thank you very much.
True. So true.
So you know, Harman, you've been a part of my foundation, and also my journey for the last I don't know how many years, 4, 5, 5, 6
Our
years,
pleasure, sir.
6 years, and you've been a
Our
great
pleasure.
support,
Our pleasure.
You know, I proudly and happily say that, you know, oh, Harman, it's my, I'm, you know, I'm a endorse your, you know, it's my you know, family. Harman is my family. So wherever I
The
go,
feeling
proudly
is
saying,
absolutely mutual, sir.
so yeah,
Yeah,
all you
absolutely.
guys, amazing. You know, I mean, because it, you know, we need support from you people. You know, especially the classical musicians. You know, it's something. You know, what you're doing is amazing. All you guys in all the Harman family, Ankush Agarwal, our dear friend from Bangalore, you, everyone. You know, all of your. Thank you very much. You know, supporting me and the
Our
foundation,
pleasure,
our
sir.
Udupa
Our pleasure.
foundation. Yeah.
I think it's an ecosystem. It's a mutual relationship. So
Yeah.
yeah. In fact, uh, Prabhakar Lingareddy says best wishes for the app. It's a center, right?
It's
Not
a
an
center.
app,
No,
no?
it's actually, it's a mainly center. Also, we are trying to you
Okay.
know, develop our own portal and the app. Mainly, it's a center. Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah. Mainly
Wow.
center. Main
Okay.
center. Yeah. There are many musicians
That
already on board who are ready to teach and do the master class. So it's a, you know, it's like almost a year of brain work. You know, along with my friends.
great. And Mr. Raghuraman Ramasubramanian says Namaskara Giridhar.
Namaskara, Raghuram. Namaskaram, sir. Namaskaram. Yes, can't agree more, Vivek. Yes,
So
Vivek. Yeah.
so that has been a very fun and engaging conversation. Thank you so much for having joined us.
Thank
Thanks
you.
to everyone who's joined our chat today, who commented, asked questions, and shared your love for Giridharji. And thank you so much for taking time out
Thank you
to
very
do this,
much. And I
Giridharji.
really enjoyed doing this session and sharing my thoughts and my whatever this little journey I had with my instrument and my music. Thank you very much. And I want to wish my wife a happy birthday. Tomorrow is her birthday. So I take this, you know, use this platform and say, my wife, you know, she's a wonderful Bharatanatyam dancer. Happy birthday
Wow.
in advance.
Our birthday wishes to her as well.
Sure. Okay. Super.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much, Giridharji.
Thanks. Harish. See you
All
soon.
right.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.
Namaskaram.
Bye.